department has secured a beautiful house for your recovery.
To dizziness, hallucinations. What if something followed me back?
Breach detected. Lockdown initiated.
I have this crazy bruising's actually there.
What's going on?
The movie begins in the middle of the ocean, where a helicopter and 3 rescue boats rush to a crash site. A NASA capsule has gone down, and they recover the astronaut, Sam. They place her on a boat and take her to the hospital. Later, Sam wakes up feeling dizzy. She's shocked to see a pin floating above a tray, but when people enter the room, it suddenly drops back down. She vomits, and the doctor says it's normal after re-entry. When Sam tells them about the floating pin, the doctors explain that anti-gravity hallucinations can happen. Her hand is swollen, but not broken. She must have hit it during the crash. They ask what happened, and Sam recalls getting coordinates from mission control before suddenly hitting something. She thinks she blacked out, but isn't sure. The doctors say something pierced her capsule and cracked her helmet, likely a meteorite. They're analyzing particles from her suit for clues. Sam's husband, Mark, and daughter, Izzy, visit her, but they can only talk through glass because she's in quarantine. Her father, William, also visits and says the Pentagon will join NASA to study strange frequencies detected during her re-entry. He tells her she'll stay in a government house to recover privately. A doctor interrupts to take Sam for more tests. She touches Izzy's hand through the glass and promises to see her soon. When she's finally moved, a full convoy drives her to a remote government house. Dr. Michelle shows her around, explaining it was once a weapons testing site, now used for diplomats. There's a telescope outside for Sam to look at the stars. When she tries it, she hears a painful screech and sees strange visions. Michelle comforts her and says it's normal. She reminds Sam that nosebleeds and hallucinations can happen, and she needs to focus on recovery before her assessment test in 2 months. Doctors will visit daily to check on her progress. After the team leaves, Sam gets a bad headache and checks her temperature, but she doesn't have a fever. She removes her bandage and sees a nasty bruise on her hand. While unpacking, her nose suddenly starts bleeding, so she goes to the kitchen for a cloth. Her best friend Val video calls her, and they chat for a while. But Sam suddenly freezes, staring out the window toward the backyard. Val keeps calling her name until Sam snaps out of it, saying she thought she saw something. She moves to another room, unaware that something is moving in the shadows outside. Val tells her to downplay her symptoms if she wants to get back to work sooner. After the call ends, the lights flicker, and Sam hears a strange noise in another room. When she checks, she finds the floor wet and muddy, a chair knocked over, and the back door open. Sam goes outside and looks through the telescope, spotting movement in the woods before it disappears. Grabbing a flashlight, she heads into the forest and throws a rock toward where she saw it, not realizing something is now on the roof watching her. Suddenly, she hears the same painful screech again and sees bright lights and visions of people walking at a dark crash site. The next morning, Sam wakes up to find her bandage missing and her bruise spreading. While making breakfast, she's shocked to see an egg floating in the air. She pokes it, and it wobbles before she grabs it. When she lets go, it keeps floating. But as soon as the medical team arrives, the egg drops and cracks. The team runs several tests on her. During exercise, Sam feels a sharp pain in her foot, but says it's just a cramp. Later, she lies down with ice packs all over her sore body. Dr. Michelle apologizes for the tough testing, but says the data is helping the space program. When she asks if Sam has had more symptoms, Sam lies and says she's fine. After they leave, Sam calls her husband Mark and says she wants to go on a family trip once she recovers. Mark disagrees, saying it's not a good idea because he doesn't want their daughter Izzy confused if they end up divorcing. Sam feels hurt and says she and Mark are still trying to fix things, but Mark reminds her how hard it's been since her accident. She was gone for months training, then in space, and he knows she'll want to leave again soon. Desperate, Sam insists that her family means everything to her and that she wants Izzy to have the stable home she never had. It's revealed that Izzy is adopted because Sam and Mark couldn't have children, but Mark says it didn't bring them the peace they hoped for. Izzy interrupts them, proudly showing a drawing of their family with space people in the sky. Later, Sam takes a walk in the woods. Suddenly, the painful noise returns, and she clutches her head as visions of a search team in a smoky area flash through her mind. When it stops, she notices a cable under the leaves. Following it, She finds a fake rock with a glowing light. Inside is a hidden camera. She spots another cable leading to a second fake rock with another camera. Worried, Sam starts heading back, but trips over a root and hits her head. She later wakes up in bed with a pounding headache and blood in her hair. Just then, she sees someone outside and panics when a man enters the room. He explains they found her outside injured and brought her in. It turns out to be her father, William, who says he called a search team after finding the house empty. He scolds her for not resting. When Sam asks about the cameras, William admits he didn't tell NASA everything about the property. He never expected her to go exploring that far. He then takes her downstairs and moves some furniture to reveal a hidden entrance. Inside, he explains the house is actually a safe house built for important people who need protection. They go down more stairs into a large underground area with living quarters and a control room powered by its own energy source. William turns on the main computer, showing Sam dozens of security cameras around the property. He explains that in an emergency, the house seals itself with 3 layers of the strongest materials ever made. There's even a defense system, though he tells her she'll probably never need it. After William leaves, the security screens start glitching. Sam checks her hand and sees that the bruise has spread up her arm. She takes a picture and sends it to Val, who tells her to just ice it and rest. That evening, Sam relaxes in the outdoor jacuzzi. The wind blows hard, then suddenly stops. She hears strange noises coming from the woods. Then, just as suddenly, the wind picks up again. Feeling uneasy, Sam goes back inside and tries to call Mark, but he doesn't answer. The lights begin flickering, so she grabs a flashlight and steps onto the balcony, but sees nothing unusual. When she returns inside, a terrifying creature appears at the door. Sam freezes in shock. When she looks again, the monster is gone, and the lights flick back on. She opens the door cautiously and shines her flashlight outside, but finds nothing. Back inside, she locks the door and activates the house alarm. As she walks toward her bedroom, the house AI suddenly announces a security breach and starts an automatic lockdown. Metal panels slide over every door and window, trapping her inside. Sam tries to call for help, but her phone has no signal. The painful screeching sound returns, and she spins around after hearing something behind her, but no one's there. Then, from another room, she hears a low growl. Panicking, Sam runs downstairs as something rushes past her. She frantically presses the power switches, but nothing works. The exit doors won't open. Suddenly, the doorknob starts turning. Sam points her flashlight at it, and it stops. After hesitating, she opens the door to look around. The lights flicker again, and a plant by the window starts shaking. She jumps, drops her flashlight, then quickly picks it up, just in time to see a pale, creepy hand press against the glass. Screaming, Sam runs downstairs, opens the secret passage, and rushes into the underground bunker. She tries to turn on the security screens, and after a few attempts, they light up. On the monitor, she sees the horrifying creature crouched on the grass outside. But when the lights flicker again, it disappears. Sam wakes up to her phone ringing and realizes she fell asleep at the computer desk. She rushes upstairs and finds William with his team. She tells him something's wrong with the generator. William says they noticed blackouts too and sends his team to fix it. Sam explains that something got into the house, and William promises to check the security footage. During her medical tests, Dr. Michelle looks at Sam's bruise and admits it looks unusual, so she schedules an X-ray. Later, Mark and Izzy arrive to visit. While William spends time with his granddaughter, Sam and Mark walk into the woods to talk privately. Sam tells him she saw a creature that didn't look human and wonders if she brought an alien back from space, since her mission involved sending signals out into the universe. Before Mark can respond, Izzy interrupts them. Back at the house, William and Sam review the security footage. When Sam saw the monster, the cameras glitched, but no creature appears on screen. William thinks stress is making her imagine things and tells her to rest. After he leaves, Sam runs a computer scan of the house. It detects 9 people, matching her family and William's team. Later, Sam, Mark, and Izzy go for a walk in the woods. For the first time in a while, Mark seems warm and affectionate. Suddenly, they hear a strange noise and realize Izzy is gone. They frantically search for her until she suddenly appears behind them, holding a dead bug. Then all the insects in the forest begin screeching, and one crashes into a tree. Terrified, the family runs back toward the house as thousands of bugs swarm out of the woods, covering the windows until no sunlight can pass through. Moments later, the bugs vanish, leaving behind sticky residue on the glass. When Sam and Mark look outside, they see all the bugs lying dead on the ground. A cleanup team arrives, and a NASA officer claims it was probably an environmental issue. Sam asks for updates on the test from her crashed capsule, but the lab still has no results. Mark takes Izzy home, but promises they'll come back to visit that night. Afterward, Sam notices her foot feels strange. When she removes her shoe, she sees her toe is bleeding. She rushes to the bathroom, takes off her sock, and realizes the wound goes all the way up her leg. When she touches her toe, she screams as the nail comes off. She quickly bandages her foot and puts ice on her bruised arm. Suddenly, the lights start flickering, so she pushes a table against the back door out of fear. Trying to make sense of everything, Sam searches online for strange bug incidents. She finds articles saying geomagnetic disturbances could be linked to UFO sightings and abductions. Some of the photos show people and creatures with bruises just like hers. Then she feels something on her back. Running to the mirror, she discovers new bruises spreading across her shoulder blade. The lights flicker again, so she activates the alarm and runs downstairs as eerie noises echo through the house. Mark calls, saying he's on his way. Sam, panicking, asks if she was ever a good mother, confusing him. The lights keep malfunctioning, and the house AI announces another security breach, followed by a full lockdown. Sam tells Mark something is inside the house, but then his voice on the phone turns into garbled noise. As she runs for the bunker stairs, a sharp pain stabs her back, and she falls, tumbling painfully to the bottom. When she touches her back, her hand comes away covered in a strange, jelly-like substance. Her phone is broken. She hears movement upstairs and hurries to the computer. Checking the security cameras, she sees no one, but when she runs a scan, the system detects one more person in the house. The screens glitch, and suddenly, a monster appears on the feed. Terrified, Sam shuts off the monitors. The computer scans again, and this time, it detects two more entities upstairs. Sam presses buttons desperately, triggering smoke to fill the hallways. She runs into the kitchen, hearing footsteps nearby. Hiding behind the furniture, she spots the creature's reflection in the oven. It doesn't notice her and moves away, but as she creeps toward the door, a second creature enters, forcing her to hide again. Sam waits for the second creature to move away, then rushes through the door. She hides in a bathroom and blocks the door with furniture. Her bruised hands suddenly start to ache, so she removes the bandages and sees her skin covered in a strange, glowing substance. The creatures begin pounding on the door, so Sam hides in the shower just before they break in. Spotting a vent, she kicks it open and crawls inside, moving through the narrow space between the walls. Outside, Mark and Izzy arrive and notice the house is on lockdown. Mark tries calling Sam, but she doesn't answer, so he gets out of the car to check. Izzy spots something glowing in the forest and runs toward it. Mark chases after her and sees a strange light among the trees. Back inside, Sam comes out of the vents and starts climbing the stairs, but a monster grabs her leg and pulls her down. She kicks it off and escapes, crawling into another gap between the walls. Her wounds begin to glow even brighter. Eventually, she finds a ladder and climbs through a hatch leading out into the forest. As she runs through the trees, the glowing spreads across her body, and she can still hear the monsters, but not her family calling for her. On the road near the house, William arrives with a group of armed soldiers. He warns them that whatever they're dealing with is highly intelligent, then sends them to search the property. When he checks the bunker, he finds it in complete chaos. In the forest, Sam collapses to the ground as one of the creatures approaches. Terrified, she begs it not to hurt her. The creature gently lifts her chin and looks into her eyes. In its strange language, it asks if she can understand it. Surprisingly, Sam realizes she can. Two more creatures appear behind the first one, who tells Sam they've missed her. When Sam asks who they are, the creature gently says they're her family. Still confused, Sam stays still as the creature touches its forehead to hers, asking her to remember. The visions become clearer, and Sam finally remembers the truth. She's not human, she's an alien. Her real family crashed on Earth years ago, and soldiers led by William tried to capture them. During the chaos, Sam got separated and used a device to disguise herself as a human child. When William found her, he thought she was just a lost girl and adopted her. Her alien family never stopped searching, knowing her disguise would eventually fade. They were the ones who broke open her capsule to wake her up. Now, in the present, Mark and Izzy find Sam surrounded by the aliens. Izzy is scared of her mother's glowing body, but Sam gently assures her it's okay. Then William appears, revealing he's always known the truth. He admits he pushed Sam to become an astronaut and sent her on that mission to lure her family out. He orders her to make the aliens surrender, but Sam refuses. When William pulls out his gun, Mark tackles him to the ground and fights him. At that moment, Sam's disguise completely fades, showing her real alien form. As soldiers close in, Mark tells her to go. Izzy raises her hand, and Sam touches it with her glowing paw before running away with her family. By the time the soldiers arrive, the aliens are already leaving Earth in a bright spaceship.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.